I think a lot of people are intuitive, and I completely dispel this notion. People say the first two lies we really learned growing up is you could do anything you set your mind to. You could do anything you set your mind to, providing you put in the work. The work implies studying it, understanding it, applying it. If we were, we'd all be athletes, artists, scientists, mathematicians, whatever it is, we'd all be the same.
Welcome back to Attorneys on Accident with Joe Worth and Ash Blackburn. We're here today with Jerry Metellus, an amazing photographer who's photographed Mike Tyson, Sarah Jessica Parker, and he even did a stint on America's Next Top Model. He's also a dancer and entertainer in his own right, living in Las Vegas as a bit of a celebrity. We're really excited to talk to him today. He talks about living your life for you, not with all the noise around you, and making sure that you're cultivating the best experience in the most authentic way possible. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right, we're here with Jerry, photographer extraordinaire.
Bada boom.
We met you a couple years ago. You did our firm's photo shoots.
Yes, that was fun.
It was such an experience. It was different than any photographer I've ever seen.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, you were very engaging, making sure that like the inside of us was coming out.
That's the essential.
Playful, fun, energetic.
Oh, yeah. What's interesting is that, sometimes I talk to classes or amateur groups, and they've seen videos and stuff, and they go, so what's your technique to do that? I'm like, what do you mean, technique? And I'm like, at first I didn't understand the question.
So no one taught you how to give that experience?
No, I'm self-taught. I didn't go to photo school.
Mike Tyson still hired you even though you didn't have any formal training or background?
Well, fact is, after I kicked his butt,
okay.
she's like, I don't want to see this guy again. Every time he sees me, he twitches.
Okay.
PTSD. No, what it was, and I came to realize, okay, you guys cook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
By
my
recipe or by, you just make things up?
A little bit of both.
The wife can make stuff up. I praise it. I enjoy it.
Recipe kind of person.
Right? Because what happens, you make something, and someone goes, oh my God, that was great. How do you do that? And sometimes you go, how did I do that? You just threw it together, and you did it by smell, or you thought, I think this will work, and it happens to work. So what you have to do then is reverse engineer what you did
to explain
to try to write it down, so then it becomes a recipe or a formula. Mm-hmm. And that's how a lot of things happen. But things that are organic, it just happens authentically, it's kind of tough to explain. So I had to stop and think, how do I do that?
Right.
And one of the first things I realized is when I meet you for the first time, I talk to you as I've known you for 5 years.
Always.
And we'd trim the fat coming out the gate.
Yeah, you meet people and you're just automatically friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're engaged automatically. Forget the niceties and the conventions and being that I don't know you, I'm going to be fake until we get to know each other better. And then you're going to see a whole different side of me that you may not like. You're going to see it, you like it today, you're going to like it in 10 years. That's it. This is it. This is what you get.
And honestly, that's why you're sitting here today, right? Is that first impression you made with Ash and I remember with me, I came in and right away you're just kind of like, you're looking at us and you're looking at me, but you're also reading the energy around me. And
he said something to you that stuck with you.
You said some things. You got out your crystal ball and you took it off. Got all dramatic, and I didn't know I was going to get a palm reading. I think everybody left, and me and you were still in the conference room talking. And I'm just kind of like edge of my seat, going, "Who is this guy?" And this is different than most encounters, right? So I'm like, I can learn something from you. Oh. But you begin to tell me, like, kind of just break me down and analyze me. You're like, even the way you're sitting right now, look at how you're holding your hands on your knees. And I'm and all of a sudden I become a little bit too self-aware, and I'm like, don't want to move, because every little movement I made, you were kind of like helping me understand, like, you're comfortable. This is who you are. And then the thing that I remember, and I think I told Ash the story, so I remember specifically you telling me something where when you hear it, it's nice to hear it from somebody else, right? Because you're kind of like, you think you know yourself, but when somebody else says it, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I never thought of that, right? Mm-hmm. You looked at me and you said, when somebody meets you, the first thing you want to talk about is not the law.
Yeah.
And I was just like, who you been talking to? Right? You're like, that's not where you want to go in a conversation. And then you proceeded to kind of you had enough time with me, and then you gave me your psychic reading, and I got a bill, a couple weeks later. Yeah.
Well, that was only a fraction. Wait, I'm waiting for a rainy day. I'll send you the balance.
No, but it was very interesting. I came in, I told Ash, I'm like, hey, if you want to go in and get your palm read.
Well, what's cool is, fast forward 5 years later, and, you're a podcast host.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
And what it is
good
the
point.
intuition. And I think a lot of people are intuitive. And I completely dispel this notion. People say, you could do anything. Well, I'd say two. The first two lies we really learned growing up is you could do anything you set your mind to.
ooh, that's a lie.
It's a massive lie.
Ooh,
Well,
sorry.
let me just say, it's a half a lie. It's an incomplete sentence.
Okay.
You could do anything you set your mind to, providing you put in the work.
Yes.
The work implies studying it, understanding it, applying it. It's not just
I'm gonna
fly.
I'm gonna dunk a basketball.
By
By
and then
osmosis.
you go, it's not the matrix. Can you fly a helicopter? Not yet.
Yeah, boom.
Let's go. No,
Get
life
them
isn't
along.
like that. And the other lie is we're all created equal. What? No.
Oh, there's predators out there.
If we were, we'd all be athletes, artists, scientists, mathematicians, whatever it is, would all be the same. And I think that is very misleading, and a lot of people who don't spend the time to go internally, live externally with the knowledge that I want to be. Can I do a combination like Yogurtland and mix? Okay, so I want to be a combination of this person and that person. No, there's no shelves where you could pick a personality. If you go inside, you already know what you're made of,
Yeah.
and then you have a better notion of who you should be. And the mistake a lot of people make, they'll go, I'm sure we've all had this experience. You're with a friend and go, oh my God, look at that person. Whew, I can't even look at them, it takes my breath away. Do you think I should go talk to them? Don't ask me. I'm not the one getting with them. You figure it out.
Wow, yeah.
But people always are looking for somebody else's approval, number one.
Validation, yeah.
And they believe this notion that, well, they could do it, you could do it too. How many times you hear that on television and media? This person did this, so can you. This person is 6'11". You're 4'2". Your family tree is a shrub.
The NBA is not for you.
Don't sue the NBA for discrimination because they won't let you play.
Yeah.
And in that case, I would say, okay, let them figure it out.
So what's the message in that, right? What's the good message in that?
Put
The
people to the
positive
test.
message.
So you believe you can do it? Here's a ball. Go for it. I'll give you the exact same drill that everybody else. Dribble right, dribble left, between your feet. Okay, run. Now let's go. From here, center, back here, full court, back center, back, and full court sprint. Let's go. And we'll just time everyone. And the ones that make this, pass to the next step. The other ones, bye. Well, it's because I was short. No, this guy's 6'3". He was cut too. And so it's about really putting people to the test.
Yeah.
And I try to push people to test what they're saying, even in debates.
Well, and the idea behind that is what is really meant for you,
Exactly.
right? Stop chasing something that's not meant for you.
Exactly.
Outsourcing it to other people.
Right.
Yeah,
And so this notion that if we're all created equal, if they can do it, I can too. No,
Well,
because you're looking outside.
You said, yeah.
Yeah, go inside
You
to
said you
find
got to go
out.
inside.
Yeah,
You have
go
to-
inside to figure
it
out what. But
forces
in our
you-
culture, we don't do that. We don't.
That's the work, right? I mean, that's the work, right?
That's the biggest work.
Because you can't answer that question and be like, Jerry, how did you come to know you're passionate about photography and this is your calling in life? It's like, well, it's been a lifelong journey of like going inside, would you say?
1,000,000%.
Well, we know from talking to you, right, that intuition and that inner voice is something that
One
you feel
knows.
like has driven you.
Absolutely, because I was able to connect with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't done that work, your inner voice is the voice of another stranger.
Yeah.
You don't even recognize it as your own,
What do my parents want from me? What do my friends want from me?
which
On and
develops
on.
people pleasing.
How do you find that inner voice?
Ooh, by being real quiet.
Mm.
because our inner voice typically is, in the chaos of life, your inner voice becomes a whisper.
Is it even impossible to be quiet anymore or find calm,
It's tougher
peace?
and tougher.
I mean,
It is tougher.
you got to
and
fight
tougher.
a lot more.
And so what it is sometimes, if we have to shut down the analytical part of our brain to try to understand. Sometimes you get a feeling. Animals are great at that. I'll give you an example. So we project on animals, right? You see a Great Dane come in, they plop themselves on somebody's leg, say, oh, he thinks it's a lap, he thinks it's a lap dog,
right.
he thinks it's a poodle. No, dog's like, no, this is how I show love and affection. I plop on you, just like that Chihuahua did. You didn't say he thinks it's a Great Dane,
Yeah.
right? And so we project this alter ego or this dysfunction. So we try to behave like somebody else, try to make it through to be accepted and all that. Animals don't. And animals they go here, they don't feel it. You see them walk away.
Yeah. Not feeling this party. They
Right?
leave.
And they leave.
They're not afraid to go home to the empty apartment.
Bingo. We go in, we go, my mom told me don't be judgmental, don't and then we go in.
Yeah.
It goes with that riddle. Which animal gets in a cage with a potential predator and turns its back to said predator?
The alpha? The
Humans in an elevator.
Oh.
You go in, see someone there, turn your back, do. You don't know this person. The proper space to get in an elevator, especially if someone else is in there, is in the corner.
And if the
Then
corners
you
are taken,
review.
do you just ask him to move kindly? Just like,
Then you go to the other corner.
Can you excuse me?
do you mind?
Okay, you're an attorney and a good guy. Geometry, 4 corners in a rectangle.
That's bold to go in though and face him in the corner. I'm gonna try it.
You go in the corner.
I'm gonna go to
you
Red
just
Rock
relax,
tonight.
But you do it very casually, not.
Yeah.
You just lean back, and all it is let me assess
Awareness,
the situation.
right? Yeah, being awareness.
Exactly. That's what it is.
That's
you just pay attention.
Okay. I don't think that might be the biggest takeaway from this conversation. I'm gonna change the way I get into elevators. No, it won't. It won't.
See,
We're gonna go a
it's-
lot deeper than that. But no,
Absolutely.
that's interesting.
That's who. So we have learned to be dismissive of an instinct. So I'll give you a good example. I had a moment I was on set, we're in a production, and I'm talking to this lady.
And real
that I
quick,
met-
permission to name drop and to humble brag and just get it.
Understood.
You're a big famous photographer, so don't feel like you
in
gotta
this-
hold back.
I appreciate that. I'm also very protective of people's privacy, especially with that.
Amen.
Okay.
And I will tell you another story about when somebody wanted me to hide the bushes to grab an event.
Okay.
And so I get her all these things, the information about her. People who understand this kind of things call it downloading. So you receive messages, and the difference between someone who's connected to intuition and the other person is you have the transmitter that translate the signal, and you could put it into words. When you have a feeling in your gut and you don't know what it is, you don't know how to explain it. Like a kid would say to you, Dad, what do you do? And I say, I don't know. And that's a real answer. And the parent gets frustrated, tell me something, and then they lie.
Because
And
they
then
really
then
don't
you
know.
punish them for lying. The truth is they didn't know. They went with this feeling that they had, but as humans, it must make sense. It does not make sense,
Yeah.
right? So animals don't. So going back to this lady, I'm telling her all these things, and then she would start talking about her kids. And sometimes I could look at a photo and tell the person this is what's going on with that person.
Just through the photo.
To a photo, the personality.
Wow.
personality.
Like
And I told
what, that
about
was during your time as a photographer, even
Oh
before?
no, this is last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I told her about her kids. So then I go talk we finish talking, hug and all. So I'm going back on set. And the lady that had brought me on in that particular project, huge atheist. And I said to her, yeah, I had a moment with so-and-so and we had da-da-da. She looks at me like this and goes, Jerry, yeah, quote, I don't believe any of that shit. You know, right? I goes, that's fine. I said, do you believe in animal instinct? She goes, oh, absolutely. I say, how different is that? Instinct intuition is the exact same energy force coming through you for your survival, telling you what to be aware of.
Yeah, we just
for
call
your
it different
being.
things. Mm-hmm.
As humans, we dismiss it because, again, we're dysfunctional. So we're looking for someone else's approval to make sure that what we felt was okay because we want to be accepted by others. When your voice is like, don't care what people think.
Yeah, I just came across a great bit of wisdom from Naval Ravikant. He's a philosopher, and he said that he gets asked a lot by people, well, how do you know you're with the one? How do you know you found the one? And I liked his quip, which was, when you don't have to ask anybody if this person is
Bingo.
the one.
Oh, wow.
Bingo.
Right? You don't go to your mom and dad and be like, hey, what do you think? Or your best friend's like, I can't believe I got this person to, like, you know, take a chance on me and convinced them, right? Like, you're just like, and I thought, no, I didn't have to do that with my wife. Like, I didn't go to anyone and ask for anyone's permission, but
Exactly.
I see that with my friends.
Well, and I feel like we have to pull this back a little bit. So we're here with Jerry, professional photographer, somewhat of a Las Vegas celebrity, I think. You shoot Cirque du Soleil, you've been on America's Next Top Model, you've shot for them, but you're also a dancer and an artist in your own right.
Once upon a time.
So we want to dive into, like, how do you get to where Jerry is today with the intuition, right, that led you
Well, it's
there.
all connected. It's
Yeah.
all connected. I'll say one more thing as we talk about, when you accurately said, which was beautiful, by the way, and said, how do you know when you have to ask anybody else? We break down the inner being and trust of babies. You're feeding the baby in a chair, and you put it, and they spit it out. What do? Scoop it off the lower lip, put it back in the mouth, they spit it out again. Now you get frustrated, and some parents will snap at them. Stop spitting it out, eat it. The entire little system, they can't even comprehend things to the degree that we do. The system says, this does not compute with our system. Reject.
Great impersonation of a baby spitting out.
That's how babies think.
Can we do that one more time?
No. You get the first one for free, next you pay. Hello. And so the baby, and then you
Yeah.
force it, and after a while, the baby goes, system, shut down. And you rely on the exterior person that seems to know better than you. And at 8 years old, why can't you dress yourself? God, I have to do everything for you. Well, because you trained me not to trust myself.
At a very
Every
early.
single thing I did was wrong. I wanted to put a red sock and a blue sock. You told me that was wrong. That's what I felt like doing. You told me I was wrong.
I'm glad you came back to that because it's so, you don't think it's that early. Like,
No.
I always go to high school or middle school,
No.
but it's happening from,
Every single day,
Well, and
we're
what-
told we're wrong. Yes?
Yeah, well, that makes me curious. What was your upbringing like? Were you allowed to be this expressive person that you are today? No.
okay, so you had the hero's
so
journey.
I know, so that's why okay. One of the best gifts I've had was I inherited my dad's, he's still alive, thankfully, 94 and 89 years old.
amazing.
Yes.
Don't say fortune. No one likes a riches to riches story. don't say you inherited his
The
fortune.
great privilege of having my parents and they're celebrating the 70th anniversary in October. In
that's
September, but in
awesome.
October, we're going to have
Wow.
a big party.
Wow.
70 years married. And so I remember things from when I was a kid. Not only do I remember the events, I remember the feeling of the event, which is a lot more significant than the event itself. Because one of my favorite quotes, Maya Angelou, people may forget what you said, may forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made
How
them
you
feel.
made them feel.
Right? And the feeling is what makes us act or not act. So we have these things that are so embedded in us that we forget that our first reaction is actually not emotional, in spite of what a lot of people believe. It's visceral.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw when you're looking at a magazine or a book and you flip and suddenly go, oh, and before you realize what you looked at, your body jolted and you pushed it away. That happened to me when I was in college. I used to have this insane phobia of snakes. And I'm flipping to this nature book and I opened this double page and I shoved the book away, only to come back later to realize that double page was thousands and thousands of snakes. It was mating season.
Oh.
and the entire ground was not ground. It was snakes slithering over each other, and someone had taken a picture of that ocean of snakes.
I think everyone has a phobia of that.
Right? Yeah. And so viscerally, I pushed the book away, but it never got into my emotional part. It's so when you go back to analyzing it, I felt it was emotional, but it wasn't. It was visceral. So all those layers that we're made of, without realizing it, is what we're made of.
And then adulthood is undoing all the layers.
When you realize that, okay, my structure is tilting. Why? Then you have to go to the foundation of it, which is all the layers live.
Yep.
Right? And sometimes you have to bulldoze and jackhammer through that, which is when you go to deep therapy and sometimes
therapists call it going into the basement.
Right, exactly. And then you go, and EMDR will go you deeper. Okay, the basement we find there's a stench here, what is it? And now you have to take the big tools and jackhammer, and sometimes you have to destroy the whole foundation of that basement itself.
So when did you start having to do that? When did you remember what's your first memory of, okay, I'm this lost person in the world trying to find my place, and it's time for Jerry to go down and
it was
and
not
face
one
this.
thing. It was gradual.
Do you remember though? Was it like
learning.
Middle school, high school,
No,
college?
I can't. I don't.
Early 20s?
I will say this, and this is a realization I had 3 years ago. Whatever state of mind or state of being that you're in, you're not aware of it until you've left it.
Oh, so
It's
true.
in hindsight. Otherwise, you're just reactive.
So true.
Right? So, for example,
Because you're
somebody
not
looks
aware
at you.
until you're not aware.
Right.
Yeah.
But someone looks at you and go, what you looking at me for? You get defensive. Later you go, oh my God, I used to be so insecure. People looked at me immediately, thought I used to funny.
Yeah.
And I went to fight, I went to defend myself because no one likes to feel that I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
So I want to justify my actions because I want to be right. I want to fight a way to prove that I was right. But there was never really right or wrong. Under the circumstances, it may not have fit the area, but then my example that's perspective, right? So my best analogy for perspective is you go to the ocean. What's the first thing you go when you get to a beach?
Breathe in the air.
Man, you smell that air. It smells a little fishy. Maybe some mussels died on the beach.
Seaweed.
Seaweed, right? And then it's still tingly sometimes because the salt in the air sometimes tingles your
mist,
nostrils. Yeah, right?
You might be an artist, by the way. You might be an artist.
And then you feel that it's great. Now, you go 3 miles inland and you walk to somebody's house and you go, and it smells like the ocean. You go, ugh, did something die in here? Because it doesn't belong there.
Yeah, context.
And equally, if you go to the beach and go, did someone spill something? Smells like potpourri.
Yeah.
That would be weird. Yeah.
It's weird.
It just doesn't
because
fit.
it doesn't belong there. So a lot of times we're judged on something that we did that intentionally we start believing that we did something wrong. No, we were perfectly fine.
Find
We're
your
just in the wrong
place.
place.
Yeah.
Which leads to, are you with the right tribe?
Yeah,
Are you in
okay.
the right
Okay. You
space?
brought it full circle. Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
But
you have
I'm
to figure that out later.
dying to know, little Jerry. So you're this big, vibrant personality. The rings, the bracelets, the hat, the earrings, all of that. Little Jerry, is he that person?
Little Jerry was scared of his own shadow.
No
I
way.
used to be the most insecure fool you ever met.
No.
I swear to you, I was the worst people pleaser on the planet.
When did it switch? Gradually.
Gradually.
But when was that 1st
I'll tell
moment
you
of
I'll tell you
Give us a moment.
Key moment. One sledgehammer. So the things go like this, and sometimes you have a catalyst, right? And or something, boom, shifts it,
Yeah.
wakes you up. Some people it takes a heart attack. They go, oh my God, I almost died. I realize I'm not done.
Yeah, for some it's a divorce or usually it's something negative, right?
Something negative. So I was on tour. I was living in Paris. So we'll get back how I ended up there. So, and we're on tour. I was this girl.
Dancing.
Trying to
Tour, dancing, okay.
We're doing choreographed fashion shows at the time, and I was trying to get with this girl, and she looks at me up and down. She goes, "I don't know if I want anything to do with you. I heard you're a hypocrite."
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you understand?
Shots
my pain?
fired, yeah.
Oh yeah. Boom, boom. But
And knowing you now, you are authentic. That's one of your core values. So that had to be just a shot.
well, so here's the lesson here. So on the outside, whatever.
Yeah. Who said that? Yeah.
On the inside, oh my God, because when you're a people pleaser, you live by everybody's opinion. Even a cat looks at your phone, you're like,
What I, yeah. What I,
you know? And so, remember those old movies, especially detective films, where the guy's on the street, he did something, and he's walking, thinking he's gonna get away. And because he's so paranoid, he feels like every eyeball on him might be an undercover cop.
Right.
They're onto me. And then next thing you know, you try to run because they're onto me.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you see anybody move, now you take off because they're after me,
Yeah.
and no one cares.
Yeah.
But when
No
you're
one's
a people
looking.
pleaser,
Yeah, when you're paranoid.
you're convinced that everybody's looking at you, and now I'm thinking everybody in the room thinks like she does.
Yeah. Well, and they even
Everybody-
say, like, if you want to know how little people care about how you look and what you wear, like, just try it. Like, go to the gym one day wearing something that doesn't match, or your shorts are too high, hike them up high and, like, look ridiculous. And it will actually it'll make you sad because you'll think everyone's going to be staring at it and they won't even notice.
Except that today, you may end up on TikTok.
True.
Yeah.
There'll be a viral video
Could be
of
famous
you,
for that.
look at what I saw in the gym today.
Yeah. But really, that's like getting over ego, right? That you believe you're the center of the universe.
Well, that's part of it. But when you're insecure, you're not thinking you're the center of the universe. You just want people to love you.
FOPO.
You want to
Fear
do
of other people's
everything
opinions.
to make sure everybody accepts you. You want to be
Yeah.
accepted by everyone, which you can't. So after that night, I finally managed to get out of there unscathed. I go home, and any people pleaser will know this, because what you do as a people pleaser, when you lay your bed on your pillow at night, tears run down, and the analysis machine is just spinning full circle.
And you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Can't turn it off. Why? You victim.
Imagining
you
all the
victim,
things you've
victim.
ever done to be weird.
Right?
Yeah.
And why did they say that? Why did they treat me this way? What were they thinking? And why did she call me a hypocrite? I'm not a hypocrite, because in my mind, a hypocrite is the person that sets out to deceive other people. I didn't say I wanted to be nice to everybody because I want people to love me. And it bell went ring, ding, 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 ding. So at the time, if I had a problem with you, I'll tell everybody but you. So I'm there talking to Ash, yeah, man, Joe, man, and you walk in there, hey, Joe, how's it going?
Not sweet.
You're like, well, you're not just talking smack about him a minute ago? And that was the revelation. I said, if he walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a hypocrite.
Hypocritical duck.
Yeah, and I had
So
to
what was the
learn
work
to
after
tell
that?
the truth. Now I'm like, because I'm not being truthful to people. So I had to relearn to whisper. I had a love-hate relationship with people that were brutally honest.
You respected them on.
I did not respect them.
No, you
I
didn't.
hated them. I hated them. They're so mean. They're so rude. They're this and they're that. But secretly, I wish I could be like that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's the love-hate
Secret
part.
admiration.